We ready to roll over this puppy?
I think we're ready.
All right.
All right.
Underpants.
When these dads meet world, watching Boy Meets World. We grew up on the show, now we have kids and host a podcast. We watch each episode and then share our thoughts and grades. When these dads meet world.
They want you to take the roles.
That's right. We want you to take all the roles that you could ever want and ingest them. But not too many, because we want you to stick around and listen. Welcome back to Dads Meet World, your weekly deep dive into the world of Cory, Topanga, Shawn, Angela, and anyone else at Pennbrook University. And this week I am dad number 1, Brett, joined by dad number 2.
It's Tyler. Brett, just so you know, this could just be the wonders of us having a podcast over the internet, but right now you sound like a certain secretary of the United States cabinet who might have a dead brainworm in his head, so I think that'll go away eventually, but not for him, so I'm doing good. How are you, Brett?
I don't know. That's the first time I've ever been compared to a Kennedy, and I don't know if that's one I want to be compared
I'm
to.
not saying you are. I'm just saying I think the internet is not for whatever reason, Brett. You and I could talk for like a half hour without the record button going. All of a sudden, we hit the record button, and then one of us sounds like right.
Oh, it's going to be a fun recording session.
I
Well,
think
how are
so.
you, Tyler?
I am good. I'm just sitting here with my coffee because that's the thing I do now, Brett. That I'm in college.
That's right. Sipping coffee provided by the student union.
Yes, and I can say curriculum.
Ah, yes, that is a difficult word.
Yes, can you say curriculum, Brett?
Curriculum.
Honestly, I think Cory needs to spend some time with Miss Rachel.
Yeah. As someone who's created a lot of curriculum, I better be able to say it.
Curriculum. Now, I don't know what we want to talk about here right before we get started, but I do have to say, you know, yeah. I don't know. There's something I was thinking about that I was going to talk to you about during we're chit chatting before the episode, and now it's completely gone away from me.
Oh well. Well, if we get it, we can always drop it back in post.
There's no laundry in the laundry room.
Brett, there's no laundry in the laundry room.
Woohoo!
Small victories.
All right. That is a victory.
We should probably get into this episode.
I think so. Let's dive into episode 6, Hogs and Kisses. After a director has Shawn and Topanga kiss while making a film, Cory, certain the duo has been secretly harboring romantic feelings for one another, directs them to go on a date and explore their true emotions. Meanwhile, Eric and Jack pretend to be mannerly in front of Rachel. This episode was written by David Brownfield, new writer for us. This is the first of 4 episodes he'll write. Others include Be True, They're Killing Us, and 7 the Hard Way.
Those are all great episodes.
They are. They're solid episodes. So welcome aboard, David. The episode was directed by Jeff McCracken, originally aired October 30th, 1998, and currently enjoys a 7.7. That's up by 0.3 points than our last episode, and is currently tied for 9th place in the season, according to IMDb ratings. So, last week's episode pulled in an 11.67 in the Nielsen ratings. And if I remember correctly, we've been trending upward. So, Tyler, what do you think Hogs and Kisses did in the Nielsen's in the last week of October of 1998?
Oh, you know what, Brett? You said 11.67, so let's get crazy. I'm going to say that same exact number. We hold firm, Brett.
Well, you would win the showcase, but we actually have a slight bump up to 11.72.
Wow.
Apparently, the people the previous week liked what they saw and decided they were going to stick around and bring some more people in with them.
That's so funny because Better Than the Average Cory is always in the top ranking of worst Boy Meets World episodes for most Boy Meets World lists. So
Yeah. And apparently it didn't scare people away.
yeah.
So go
You and I are
figure.
going to have a very fun time in our big bracket at the end when we have to get to that episode. Because
Yes, we are.
I liked it. So
It's been a while since we had such a disparate grading.
I did see that pop up and I went, huh, that is a really big gap.
Well, let's jump right in. We're going to start off in the student union where filming is underway on a Welcome to Pennbrook tour for
Yes.
students. Cory and Topanga have apparently been tapped as freshmen for their natural chemistry to record a guided tour video of the campus. And apparently their chemistry is so good off camera that the college admissions office said, hey, let's get them on camera and have them. I really don't know who this video is for. Prospective students, current students. I don't know.
Can
What do
we
you
just
think?
be honest, Brett? This is just a plot device so we can get to the main issue. Like, who cares what they're advertising, what they're doing here? How many times Cory has done horrible so far? Like, there's a reason why there's actors that do those type of things, and they say, "Hi, I'm a college student," even though they're not, or they're a college
play one on
student there, but
TV.
they're in the drama major.
Yeah, this really, I have the question of how did they get tapped in my notes here, because they really, in the real world, this wouldn't happen, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The freshman year, fall semester, you're lucky if most professors remember your name.
They'd been on campus for maybe a month at this point, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden they're the stars of the Welcome to Pennbrook tour video.
Yeah. Now,
What have they
if
done so
this
far?
was
Made out on the couch.
yeah, unless some faculty saw them making out on the couch. I mean, Brett, let's be honest though. If this was convince a student from John Adams High to go to Pembroke and that type of a pipeline, yes, they are the perfect couple for that. But from the lines that Shawn and Topanga are saying, is if they just met each other, they've just started dating, and by gum, they're going to get married. That's their plan.
Yeah, this is really like a Ring by Spring type of promotional video.
Yeah. Again, if they were juniors, I would get it, but they're not. They're freshmen. No one knows their story.
Yeah. But I really question the wisdom of the director behind this, who is named Simon, played by a guy by the name of Tom Gallup, only appearance on Boy Meets World.
Thank goodness.
69 acting credits to his name, including shows such as Home Improvement, Baywatch, Sister's Sister, Party of Five, Jerry Maguire, Seinfeld, News Radio, The X-Files, ER, CSI, Will and Grace, Bones, Suits, and more.
Sister, sister.
Mm-hmm. Side note, I just saw a Instagram story with one of the sisters. I forget which one.
Tamara.
And probably her and her son going through Gen Z slang and trying to see if she understood it. So fun.
Yeah, fun.
I will say with this director, I would not keep an actor on screen who had screwed up 59 takes.
Who hired this man, Brett? Because the interactions he has with Cory and the other individuals just makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
And that's to be putting the production into this. You're saying you're just have any two random students doing all this? I don't get it.
this whole thing is just, the whole production is a sham.
Right. Now, honestly, Brett, okay. Let's rewrite this moment for a minute because there's a creepiness to this that I can't not
He is
see
creepy.
anymore. So let's just say that they're a part of a student film that one of the seniors saw the two of them and thought, this is the couple I've been looking for to tell my romance story. And it's not working because Cory is not good at taking directions. He's not good at acting. And he's really bad at looking at the camera. And Shawn blows him away because Shawn has charisma. Shawn puts him in. He acts just as creepy, but it's at least a peer to peer, as much of a 18-year-old to a 22-year-old can be. And that's when the 18-year-old goes, or the student director goes, yeah, now really kiss her, really get in there. I can believe that, understand it, and accept it. But for the grown man in charge to go, yeah, let's get a kiss. Yeah, let's really get in there. You're gross.
Yeah.
Not the actor, the people that had this character do that. I don't blame the actor.
Give us a legitimate reason in a script for that moment, you know?
Right. You're telling me that this college is going to have two just barely adults making out for their promotional material?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Not a respectable one. Not a respectable one. But yes, clearly Cory is not doing well with this. He tags out. Shawn tags in because the director is so impressed with his chemistry and his ability to say curriculum. And why would Shawn and Topanga be completely comfortable and have no reservations at all with making out on camera with Cory right there?
Well, if you really want to know what I think, Brett, I'll tell you.
All right, let's hear it.
There's two reasons. The Topanga reason. This season, they don't know who they want Topanga to be. Do they want Topanga to be this feminism go-getter girl who is sex positive and, if her boyfriend and her just happen to have the perfect moment, will definitely give up her flower, yada yada, Is she this more wild child who's coming out, yada yada? Or is she this conservative, I'm, saving myself for my husband, and, even though we're engaged, he better not look at me the wrong way or I'll smack him, I'll use my Bible on him, They can't decide who she's supposed to be. Because in one episode, she is like a Puritan, and the other episode, she's 2 drinks away from Flirty Amy,
Mm-hmm.
That's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference.
Oh, yes. I gotcha.
And to be direct with Shawn's a bad friend.
Shawn's a dog.
Shawn is a bad friend. He's a bad friend to Angela. He's a bad friend to Cory, and he's a bad friend to Topanga. He doesn't even ask, what do you think? Should we kiss? Are you comfortable with this? Hey, best friend, are you comfortable with me kissing your girlfriend,
fiance?
Your fiance?
Yeah, we're not actors in a production, in a stage production. We're in a welcome tour video.
Yeah, and that's why if it's a student movie and he's like, ooh, it'd be really helpful right here, a makeout scene. You two make out.
Yeah. Definitely needed a different perspective for that director there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like any of it.
Yeah, no,
So
I mean,
Cory grabs a.
it's a matter
Go
of,
for it.
Brett, are we going to ignore that for our grades, or can we not move past that? Because it's an ick no matter what we do.
It's ick. I don't know. It's probably going to have to be factored into my grade at some point. We'll see.
Fair.
So Cory's going to grab a megaphone and interrupt the shot because I will say this: Ben's over the top reactionary acting is, I do love it.
Mm-hmm.
As crazy as Ben will get, as Cory will get, Ben is chef's kiss with how he chooses all of his acting choices in this episode. They are perfectly timed. They are just the right level of neurotic. Love Ben's choices this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Back
gonna
away from the girlfriend.
grabs the megaphone, forgets he's engaged, back away from the girlfriend, right into their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As he
Yeah.
should.
As he should. You decided to make out with my fiance on camera without any. No one said boo.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yeah. And then all of a sudden, Cory's watching the tape in his room.
Well,
How did
I do love the back and forth they have. He told me to do it. Well, if he told you to stab me in the heart, would you do it? If you're yelling at me with a blowhorn, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I do love they go to the room and he's just going back and forth watching the two of them kissing.
I will say Cory's kind of cut,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad for a nerdy CPA type.
Yeah. Okay, let me read the line real quick, Brett. Cory says, "Oh, that's right. Kiss him again. Oh, you little. Oh, you hurt me so bad. And you best friend gigolo homewrecker. Why don't you take her back to your tornado-infested trailer park? Ah, Topanga."
Tearing the shirt
Yes.
and getting into a shouting match with Isaac next door, who will meet
Cory
when
should
he.
know if he has a giant beside him. It feels like he doesn't know this person until it's just.
I
there.
feel like he doesn't care at this point. But Isaac, who will meet when he breaks the door down, and Cory says, "Hello." Played by Brian Turk, only time he appeared on Boy Meets World. 41 acting credits, starting with Step by Step.
Step by step, day by day.
Saved by the Bell,
Day
New
by
Class. Beverly Hills 90210. Nash Bridges, ER, Big Fat Liar, probably his biggest role that he's known for. Criminal Minds, 2.5 Men, General Hospital, more. Did sadly pass away in 2019.
R.I.P. and thank you for your service, sir.
Yes, very much so. So he's going to break down the door. Cory's going to be very intimidated. And we're going to get our first check-in with Jack, Eric, as they're trying to be mannerly.
Okay, Brett, let's be real for 2 seconds, all right? So far, in the apartment scenes, because the only place these three actors are allowed is in the apartment.
Yes.
They have literally just been going back and forth on, we both like Rachel, but we want to be friends with her. We want her to be comfortable. We want her to be happy here. And I'm going to take a stab at this, Brett, because the way this episode plays out is if Rachel walked downstairs one day and they were acting like charming young men who make their breakfast every day and they, really clean up after themselves and they take care of themselves. My head canon is that they've been doing little small things and it just all has added up to the point. and it's like they put the final touches and nailed it to. I think we finally gotten to the point where we can really trick her into thinking that we are sophisticated.
I can buy that headcanon.
Yeah, and to be honest, Brett, we get a total of 3 scenes with them this episode. Perfection.
Yeah, and I'm so glad to not have another B plot with them where they are fighting over Rachel, where they hopefully they're past that again, and they're just trying to make the space comfortable for her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, manners blow.
I do love that. Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of this. My next class, it doesn't start until this afternoon. My first class is probably already over.
Yeah. So they, they're finished. They're cleaning up. They're getting Rachel out the door. They've packed her a lunch. They sent her on her way, and all of a sudden they're getting donuts out of the
Slobs come out.
fridge. The slobs come out. Eric's drinking out of the flower vase. Wait, Rachel's not here. Why are our pants on?
Which they
but
just
they
kind of
know
unzip
what
their
women
pants.
expect. I love what Eric says about how they know what women expect because they've lived with their moms.
Yeah.
Well, mothers
Lived with my
can't
mom for
leave.
18 years.
Yeah, mothers can't leave. Hottie hot roommates have no such allegiance.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that this is together the two of them being the most sensitive that they can be of wanting her to feel comfortable and not feeling like she has to take care of them.
Yep.
It's just misguided.
It is. It's misguided, but it's innocent fun.
Yes.
Honestly, it is. It's some of the best stuff that we've gotten from them, and it's a nice relief to not have them fighting over her for a change. So we're going to go back to Cory and Isaac sitting alone on his bed watching the TV again.
They're supporting each other.
They are. They're being very supportive, and we find out that they both loved and lost. They've both been hurt. Topanga and Fred. Cory's got a little bit of a side eye at Isaac when he reveals his loss.
Oh my gosh, did I miss that?
You did.
I've missed that. Wow, I always thought he said Fran. I'm now looking at the actual translation. It says Fred.
Yes.
That's why Cory gives him a side eye.
Yep, low-hanging gay
fruit. But man, I'm legit realizing that right now. This is not a bit.
Tyler was today years old when he realized the low-hanging fruit of that joke.
Makes sense, yeah. I like Fran. I get it. Yeah, Fran misses her. No, Fred.
Yeah. Fred it
Isaac
is.
And Fred.
Yep. And apparently Cory locked Shawn out of the room because Shawn was asleep on the couch in the student center. I don't know of any student center that would let students sleep there overnight.
Yeah, but this is a student center, Brett, that seems like it's open 24 hours and you can do whatever you want there.
I mean, eventually we're going to find out Eric sleeps on the pool table underneath a bunch of newspapers.
Brett, do you think the student unit is like right below or right beside their dorm? Because I mean,
it's probably right beside it.
Yeah, the way they interact with this student union is if it does everything and anything they need them to be. Like it's the living room of the Matthewses.
Yeah, I kind of wish we could have seen their dining hall.
Yeah.
Would have been fun.
I do like though, or sorry, I don't know what I was going to say. I feel like Shawn should have been in their like, I don't know, in their common area of the dorm. That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, a couch in the hallway outside of the unisex bathrooms.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But we've got the student center set.
They got the set.
It's
They
a
got to
little
use it.
Exactly. And he's sleeping under this big blanket, which Topanga wakes him up. He's apparently dreaming about a clown. And Topanga, for some reason, decides to get under the blanket with Shawn. And they're talking. They talk about Cory and about how crazy he is. He must be. And who should walk in but Cory, in a very, very subdued Cory, who then...
Do you have this clipped?
I don't have the video clip, but...
Sorry, go ahead.
Underpants.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's pretend like we didn't do that, Brett. I didn't say anything. Go ahead. Describe everything.
Cory comes in very subdued, and he's talking to Topanga and Shawn about the night that he had and how they must know that it's been a very long night that he had. And what's this? And he yanks the blanket away.
Underpants.
Because Shawn is indeed sleeping in just a shirt and boxers. And Topanga was under the blanket with him for some unknown reason.
I do love the turn, Brett, because he's like, but I want you to know that I've worked through it. I'm fine. I'm happy, healthy Cory. And I just want to know one thing. What's this?
Yes.
Underpants.
Underpants. Oh, yeah. I've been waiting for a while to get to that to put into my soundboard.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this one too. I think this is one of those that, as a young family, we used to say this one quite a bit because it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like,
It is
kind
fun
of walk in
to
the room
say.
like, what's this? Underpants.
Well, this just sends Cory back into his spiral. It's just, it's too much. Clearly, Topanga and Shawn have chemistry and repressed sexual tension, and they must go on a date to uncover this tension and chemistry.
Yep.
Because Cory knows he watched the tape 512 times.
512 times.
That tape is on the verge of breaking.
You'd think so.
Especially the way he treats it to rewind it and play it again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And of course, Cory says that we must deal with this or this will ruin the rest of our lives.
Exactly. So...
I've said that many a times to my wife.
Yes. Begrudgingly, Shawn and Topanga agree, to which Cory is, of course, I knew it. They're going to go on a date.
Again, Cory is going through something.
Cory needs
Doesn't know how to feel.
Cory needs some mood regulating medication. Cory needs some coping skills.
Yes, very much so. I do love this interaction with Cory and Angela. Brett, we never would have thought we would be saying this, but man, you know what's a good friendship? Cory and Angela.
Cory and Angela has turned out to be a fantastic friendship. She is the best friend he has in these first few episodes.
Yeah. She is the one who listens to him. She gives him advice. She actually spends time with him.
And she is the only one that is giving him actual guidance and harsh truth. Well, not harsh truth.
Right.
Simple truth that he needs to hear.
Yeah.
Oh. But Cory reserved and paid for the date.
Yes.
He knows exactly where they are. Exactly what they're eating.
Mm-hmm.
He's nuts.
I love this interaction between the two of them. I made the reservations. Well, what? Because I paid for it. Well, why did you? I ordered the souffle in advance. Why? Because you have to do this sort of thing. Angela, Cory, why? I don't know. Go to the restaurant. I love how my love life. Sorry, the love of my life is out with my best friend, and you want to discuss dessert policies. Jeez, you're annoying.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And but she's
can we
honest with him.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we'll move over to Cory and Shawn's room because he sees that they come back from their date, and I did clip this, at least a good portion of their return from their date.
You're right. We can't fight what we've been fighting for 15 years.
I'm just not strong enough anymore.
I can't just sit here and watch your beautiful skin and silky hair and perfect face and long, long legs.
Isn't there anything you want to say about my eyes?
Yes. The number of eyes on your face. That's nice.
Nice?
Yes, but enough about your eyes. How do you like what I'm doing to you right now?
Ooh, Topanga-like. How do you like what I'm doing to you?
Oh, more.
Oh, Shawn. Oh, Shawn. Surprise!
Brett, how many toys and cowbells did you have in your dorm room?
I had some toys, but I didn't have any cowbells.
Did they all make noise?
No, they really didn't. They're mostly
This
action
weird
figures.
assortment of toys they have.
Yeah. I will say this. Angela and Shawn and Topanga needed to coordinate because either Angela's method of helping Cory would have worked or Shawn and Topanga's method would have worked. But they're butting heads in their styles of helping.
Yeah. Again,
Because Angela did some good work and sent him on his way, and then everything that Shawn and Topanga did in their heads was good fun to just mess with Cory and say, look, nothing happened, nothing's real. That just sent him back down.
I do like how he goes, oh, they're back from their date, walks in the room, you moron. Lashing out at the one person who's willing to listen and be there for you, Cory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brett, can we address... I feel like we have to talk about something.
All right.
Cory is attached to the idea that when Shawn and Topanga kiss, because of the history of their friendship, there must be something there.
Mm-hmm.
Where when I'm blanking on her name at the moment, but when TK, I know it's not her name, Lauren, when Lauren and him kissed, he felt something, but it wasn't what he felt for Topanga.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, in Cory's head, that kiss meant nothing because it's not Topanga. However, he watched the kiss with Shawn and Topanga, and it looked like it could have meant something because of how much they know each other. I don't know. It feels like Cory is reading into an emotional moment that wasn't there, but it is kind of reasonable because he's literally watching his girlfriend and best friend making out in front of him.
Yeah. I mean, his experience with Lauren, that was a much different kiss than what he's watching in front of him.
Right.
So, I mean, yes, he is definitely reading an emotion there. It's not there. But it's difficult because, I mean, he should know on some level that there's nothing there. But the way his mind works when it comes to this idea of, and I'll be blunt. When it comes to kissing, that's not something that you just do with anyone that I would expect to be done with just anyone. It's like, ooh, a friend kiss. I'm going to go kiss my friend. No, that's not just something that I would do with anyone. That's reserved.
Right.
You know,
I
that's
know
not
you
something
plan
that
on
up
me,
to
Brett.
this. Oh, of course. That's not something that up to this point in their friendship that Topanga has done with anyone. That's not something up to this point that Shawn has done with anyone that he's not dated, not been dating.
Yeah.
Or that one time he met someone while making out with them. So to see his fiance and his best friend kiss out of the blue, even though it's in the context of a video being produced for the school, it does kind of make sense that it sends him off the deep end.
Yeah. I mean, he has attacked someone for just talking with Topanga in the past.
Mm-hmm. He has.
So,
Jumped on the back.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess you could argue, Brett, if Cory stumbled into the date that Topanga was on with fake Minkus, there's a chance that Cory would have reacted with passion and anger and, not know how to contain himself. He knew it happened, but he didn't watch it happen. So I don't know. I guess my problem at the moment is he is making the argument Topanga made he already refuted before. The only difference is neither one of them watched the other one kiss someone else, I guess.
Yeah, it's a rehash. It really is.
All right. Brett, do we want to talk about the joyousness that is the scene that we're about to talk about?
Oh, yes. It's dinner time at the apartment. Spaghetti with mashed potatoes. And where did you get this gravy? Heaven? I was watching Martha Stewart today, and I got a lovely tip on how to freshen our potpourri with cranberries and lilac petal.
I love how grumpy Rachel is. It's like, how's your day?
Oh, yes.
I had lunch with a friend. We had to put our elbows on the table.
And ate with our fingers.
Hey, I love eating with my fingers. If it was my call, we would no longer have utensils.
Yeah. But she tells them that she knows what they're doing, and she calls them out. She doesn't want them to be treating her differently just because she's a woman.
Yep.
And they're going to stick to their guns. They're going to stick to the plan.
Keep talking to each other. Stick to the plan.
And before long,
I believe I have meatballs.
I stayed with Nana Boo Boo once. Now there's a woman.
Hunters have a Nana Boo Boo. Cory has a Nana Boo Boo.
Unless he was staying with Eric's Nana Boo Boo. I interpret that as him staying with Eric's Nana Boo Boo.
Could be.
But anyway, before long, we get Rachel deciding to paint Eric's face with a meatball, and then dump some spaghetti on Jack's head. Dump her feet in the spaghetti and wipe them all over Eric's face. Kind of gross there. And before long, we're in full-blown food fight mode.
Yep. New plan. But, Brett, can we just say that this is probably one of the purest moments in the show? Like,
it is. It's just so much unadulterated fun.
Right. these three actors that literally almost all of their scenes are together in some way, shape, or form, and they are just you can tell they're having fun. Like they have smiles
Mm-hmm.
on their faces, they're laughing, they're even screaming occasionally, and they just you can tell that they were just like, hey, once you start, we're rolling. And so it's probably like we're rolling, and then just at some point, Jack, you have to yell "pie her," and you know we'll just keep going.
Oh yeah. And don't treat me different because I'm a woman.
Yeah, she's
I'll throw the
right.
pie in his face. Now, when I get out of the shower, I want this all cleaned up. Yes, mommy.
What just happened? I don't know, but I think we
I
won.
think we won. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll hop back over to the dorms. Cory's bringing
Moron.
Angela over to his dorm room. It's quiet. Oh no, they're nestling. When they open it, they open the dorm room up. There's no one there.
Mm-hmm.
And Angela once again is trying to talk him down off the ledge. And they have a conversation about how um, about how we've known each other a long time. Is there any tension between us?
Forgot my birthday once.
I mean, I didn't say anything, but ooh, not that kind of tension. You ever thought of me just more than just a friend?
Never.
Never. Tell the truth, one time. But it wasn't my fault. It was a dream, you see, and you were in it. It was a good dream? Yes.
I do love Corey's honesty at this moment.
It is. But it wasn't real, and neither was the kiss, Cory. And he's still trying to hold on to this. He's stammering. He's tripping over his words, but they felt something.
Yeah, I will say I do love it's Angela talking him down from all this because
Mhm.
Angela was kind of caught in the crossfires of all of this nonsense. And her
Mhm.
whole thing is you two have to talk to each other, work this out, and this is a lot of feelings and you have to be careful to Topanga. But at no point was she really talking to Cory throughout all this.
Mhm.
So it's interesting that she is talking him off of this ledge of this spiral that he is in right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so ultimately he sets his own trap. He baits his own trap without realizing it. You can't do something like that without feeling anything. And she shoves him on the bed. Oh no, it's the dream. And she lays one on him. Did you feel anything? Nothing. Well,
Mhm.
there you go. And then they decide to, they
I do love
decide to
she goes,
cuddle in bed.
because you don't love me. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
But you
again,
don't deserve it.
yeah, I do love, again, this is a sweet moment. I mean,
It is.
should she have kissed him? No. But the fact is that they're just sitting there together in this moment of kind of just both being in slight misery and this
Yeah.
emotional torment they're both going through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very sweet, very largely innocent moment. And, they ultimately wind up just kind of. Cory was worried about Shawn and Topanga cuddling and nuzzling, but he and Angela are cuddling in that bed.
Yeah, that's real
Yep.
cuddling right there.
There we go. But what about when I walked in and Shawn was in his underpants? You're gonna spend the rest of your life with Topanga. Don't you think you should trust her more?
Yeah. I do love Topanga walking in. Shawn, I found him. He's in bed with Angela. I can
Yep.
explain.
And they jump on the bed. We get freeze frame, and we go fade to black, and then we go to our tag. Eric and Jack are waiting with pies for Rachel to come out of the shower. They're still covered with their spaghetti and sauce from the food fight, talking about how they're going to get her back. They're so excited, even if they have to wait for 100 years. 100 years later, title card. And then they're just skeletons. Guys, I'll be out in a minute. And skeletons collapse. And that is our episode.
This is one of Grayson's favorite bits in the show.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good bit.
He was like, I want to watch them become skeletons. We're like, go to bed. You're up too late.
Well, that is Hogs and Kisses. Tyler, do you have any deep dives for us?
Wow, I do, Brett.
People. Am I the only one who read the summer reading list?
All right, Brett. So, Cory claims he watched the tape 512 times. Now, depending upon what of the footage he actually watched, Brett, he could have been watching about 20 seconds, 30 seconds at most. So he's watching literally just them kissing each other back and forth. So I'm going to say that, somewhere between 20 to 30 seconds. So we're looking at Cory spending about 3 to 4 hours just sitting there watching this, which I got to say, if Cory has an emotional moment, comes back after some dinner, and he falls asleep watching this, it's not that unreasonable.
No.
Now, if you watch the whole commercial, that's crazy. Blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go to Martha Stewart. She was mentioned quite a bit this episode.
Yes, she was.
Martha Stewart is an American, the Martha Stewart Show is an American cooking show hosted by Martha Stewart. The series premiered in September 12th, 2005, although she has had other shows like Martha Stewart Live, which ran from 1993 to 2004. It was filmed in the Chelsea studio in New York City and distributed by NBC. And the series continued on Hallmark. So, who's Martha Stewart? She's Snoop Dogg's best friend. Went to jail for insider trading. Or as one of the things I have always enjoyed is she was caught doing insider trading. She's not the only one that does it, but just was caught.
Yep, one of the few that's got caught.
Yes. So, Martha Stewart is an American retail business owner, writer, and television personality, founder of the Martha Stewart Living. Omni Media, focusing on home and hospitality as she gained success through a variety of business ventures encompassing publishing, broadcasting, merchandising, e-commerce. She has written numerous best-selling books. Publisher Martha Stewart Living magazine, hosted 2 syndicated television programs, and she is 83 years old. That is not very nice to give out that age. Yeah, so home cooking, home living, being a good steward, and of course she went to jail for a little bit there, and ever since then she's really known as being friends with Snoop Dogg. But there was few bigger names than Martha Stewart in the 90s, we could probably argue.
Very true.
Brett Underpants. First known...
Underpants.
Thank you. Could argue was in 5000 BC. It was a primitive loincloth that were in for centuries. Loincloths were the first and primary form of men's underwear backing 7,000 years ago. Prehistoric men used a single piece of clothing wrapped around their waist to cover their bits. That's a good way to put it. Um, the medieval ages brought the revolutionary codpiece. I don't know what that is. I don't think we want to talk about it more. And then the 18th to the 19th century were all about comfort. And, Brett, we've gotten into some weird stuff about underwear of, boxers or briefs and all that jazz. And, Brett, I'm just going to say it. Underpants are weird.
Amen.
Brett, do you know what a souffle is?
It's a delicious dessert that you have to be very careful with.
Yes. Souffle is a baked egg dish orientating in France in the early 18th century, combined with various other ingredients. It is served as a savory main dish or sweetened as a dessert. The word souffle is the particle, past particle of French verb souffler, which means to blow, breathe, inflate, or puff. Okay. The earliest mention of souffle is attributed to French master cook Vincent Lachapelle in the early 18th century, and development and popularization of the souffle is used to trace to French chef Marie Anthony Camille. Camille? Mia? Camille? No, in the early 19th century. So I do love the Cory going, you have to order early. It's like, why? I don't know their policy, but that's what you have to do. Jeez, you're annoying. Brett Cory uses a megaphone, also known as a speaking trumpet, bullhorn, blowhorn, loudhailer. Never heard that before. It's usually a portable handheld cone-shaped acoustic horn used to amplify a person's voice or other sounds, and direct is given direct it in a given direction. Okay, the sound is introduced into a narrow end of the megaphone by holding it to the to the face and speaking into it. The sound waves radiate um, out the wide end. Let's see when. Um, okay, the initial inventor of the speaking trumpet is subject to historical controversy. There have been references to speakers in ancient Greece, 5th century BC, wearing masks with cone protruding from the mouth in order to amplify their voice in theater. Uh, Hellenic, a drawing by Louis Nicholas on the Codex Cantonese in 1675 to 1687 shows a Native American chief name. I'm not going to pronounce it. Thank you, Mr. Chief Man. Using a megaphone made with birch bark. The text is illustrated saying that he is addressing soldiers through birch bark tube. Apparently, there's two people named Samuel Moreland and Athenius Kircher. It's credited as inventing a megaphone around the same time, the 17th century. Moreland in the work published in 1672 wrote about his experimentation with different horns. His largest megaphone consisted of about 20 feet of copper tube and could reportedly project a person's voice a mile and a half. So, Thomas Edison had his own version of a megaphone, of course, 200 years later. Since the 1960s, acoustic megaphones have generally been replaced by electric versions. Although the cheap, light, rugged acoustic megaphone is still used in very venues, like cheering on sports events and cheerleading, and the lifeguards at a pool. Moisture could damage an electric megaphone. So,
yes, it could.
I'm assuming that some band directors also use them.
Ours uses. Ours doesn't use one on the sidelines. He uses a actual portable PA system.
Cool. I just remember in high school we would be doing football and we would see the band director rocking around with a electric blowhorn. Brett, I have some of the 12 most memorable food fights from the daily meal. Unfortunately, Brett, this episode of Boy Meets World is not here, although it's a crime. It should be on this list. Brett, you want to throw out a couple of food fights, either from a movie or TV show, and see if it's on here?
Let's see. Animal House.
Yep, that's on here. On some lists, it's number 1, Brett. I think it's number 5 on this list. Yep, number 5, National Lampoon's Animal House. Okay, kitty cat, you gotta go. I'm overheating.
Beyond that, what other food fights do I know of?
It was pretty popular in the 90s to have a food fight in their TV shows.
Yeah, it was. I can see a couple in my head. I'm trying to remember where they're from. My brain is fried. I'm not going to remember them.
That's all right. So, number 12, Brett, we have Whip It. It's the what's it called? That is the roller derby movie that Elliot Page starred in.
Yeah.
Before transitioning. The Nanny apparently had a food fight.
Can't say
Blazing Saddles.
Oh, how did I forget that one?
Family Matters. Fried Green Tomatoes. There's a movie from 1991.
Yeah, familiar with the movie. Don't remember food fight, but oh
well. Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Never seen the movie, but
yeah, I don't either. It's probably from 2001. Cheers. Apparently, there was a Thanksgiving dinner that was a food fight. You'll like this one, Brett. Heavyweights. I don't know what this movie is, but apparently it's called The Great Race.
No, not one I've seen.
It's from the 1965. Number 2, Brett. It's classic. Matilda.
Mm-hmm.
And number one, Brett, I'm going to give you one more chance to guess this. Think of Robin Williams.
Hook.
Yep, number one, Hook. When he gets his imagination back.
Yes.
And Brett, those are our deep dives.
All right.
You know anything about the Odyssey?
Huh?
Did I say you could talk?
I didn't teach her that.
My friend Mr. Matthews will lead the discussion.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
Bangarang. Well, let's talk about what we learned. I learned not to hide my real self from my friends. Whether you're Cory going off the deep end and you need someone to talk you down like Aunt Angela, or whether you're Eric and Jack and you need to let your roommates see what you're really like so that you don't keep hiding everything, let your real self show.
Fair.
What'd you learn, Tyler? By the way, I'm very disappointed we had no Feeney in this episode.
Very no Feeney whatsoever. Although we'll
Yeah.
get more Feeney next week.
Yes, we will.
Well, first of all, I just learned that my battery is low and I didn't plug it in when I plugged it in.
We better
More
hurry
importantly, what I learned this week is that you need to check in with your so-called best friend. And if you are the one that's doing damage to them, you have to own it and accept it and accept who they are. If not, you're the jerk.
Amen.
Yeah.
That'll preach.
Thank you. Also, don't make
Alright.
fun of people just because they can't do something on screen.
There you go.
Curriculum.
I'm right.
No, you're exactly right.
So am I done with my education? Can I go?
Curriculum. Tyler, how do you grade Hogs and Kisses?
Okay. Here's what I'm doing, Brett, and you might not do this, and that's okay. I accept if that is the case. I am choosing to ignore creepy director because it's a mark of the times, and I'm choosing to ignore all that. Sorry, watching kitty cat just jump up, sniff the dog, and then jump back down. And now my cat's looking like, what the frick is wrong with this girl? Anywho, life with multiple animals is weird. Okay, so back to it. Brett, I understand if you can't look past the creepy director. I really understand it. It's a weird start to the episode. Logically, it makes no sense, but I'm willing to skip over that little thing because all that is there to do is set up a insecurity in Cory that we've needed to flush out for him, and also an insecurity that Eric and Jack have as well, that Rachel is going to decide if they're too messy that she's going to just leave and maybe do a breakup with them essentially. And so honestly, the emotionalness that Cory goes through is important, and building up that relationship more with Angela, showing more that that Shawn is a bad friend and Topanga is wishy-washy. And more importantly, Brett, my favorite interaction with all three of Jack, Eric, and Rachel is in this episode. So I'm gonna give the episode an A+. However, I'm fine with giving it a Barry Bonds asterisk.
An A+ with an asterisk.
I give it the record, Brett, but asterisk must be there.
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to choose not to overlook the creepy director.
I assumed you wouldn't.
I think they could have done a better job, even in 1998. of exposing the insecurity for Cory. I think they could have done a better job of writing Topanga in those moments. I think even with a line of dialogue where there's something given to them where this is actually established as part of it, and Cory knows it's going to be a part of it, he'd still freak out about it.
Yeah.
I love the apartment stuff. I love the Cory and the Angela stuff. So I'm going to give it a solid B.
Fair. I mean, I will say, Brett, if we take a lot of the actual stories that are in this show in today's ability to tell TV stories, I think they could have had a scene where Topanga and Shawn are actually on the date.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably would have had a conversation like, why didn't we ever try anything?
Oh,
You know?
undoubtedly.
And so I'm assuming on their date they had those conversations. We didn't get to see them, but in the way that we tell stories today, I think there could have been a really nice scene of the two of them talking through some of those things and really just make it clear of, I always just saw you as this person, and that's how I like seeing you.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
And allow their friendship to build stronger. They do have moments where Topanga and Shawn have a deeper friendship, but it kind of feels like they should have given that space for them to be better friends in this episode.
Yep.
So
an A+ with an asterisk and a B. There
I
we
think it's
go.
fair.
Yep. All right. So I've got a couple of dad jokes for you before we retire this puppy. My wife told me she's making a trail mix without any raisins or M&Ms. I told her, well, that's just nuts.
Very nice.
I'm going to take up coin collecting. The change will do me good. And I finally know why they call me a grown-up. I groan every time I get up.
Very nice.
That's it for us this week, good-looking people. If you'd like to reach out to us and tell us your favorite dad joke, or why you think creepy director guy should have been fired earlier, you can reach out to us via email at dadsmeetworld@gmail.com or through one of our social media channels across Instagram, Facebook, or X at dadsmeetworld. If you're not watching us on YouTube, you can at dadsmeetworld on YouTube. And if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever else you listen to your favorite podcasts, leave us a review or a rating. It helps people find us and lets us share the dad love. So until next week, I'll see you good looking.
Back to you, good looking.
Ow, that hot. You know, how can I learn so much every week and still be so stupid? Read the Bible. I want to be normal, Spud. Was that duckies? No, garbage.
This is good TV.
Dads Meet World is a production of Headfirst Studios. Headfirst Studios. Tell your story.